What's up everybody, we're back with another AVA video for you guys. In this video we have 5 white belts competing at a local jiu-jitsu tournament, 2 of whom are competing for the first time ever. And the theme for this tournament,
sit, submit, repeat.
Yeah. The straight ankle is probably the most underused submission at the beginner level, but you gotta sit to get to it, and that's the plan for today. So we got those, tons of other submissions, and a civil war between 2 Vandal beginners with some unforgettable moments.
So big news. Leon, unfortunately, couldn't make it to the tournament. Something happened at the gym. He was hurt by one of his fellow training partners. It was me.
It was you, bro.
It was me. So he can't compete. So the Rajen Leon story arc that we teased to in the last video probably isn't going to happen. However, something crazy has happened. Devon, the 3rd beginner, who was originally put into the 30-plus division, has been moved into Rajen's division and has now replaced Leon. And it's going to be Devon versus Rajen. So we're still going to have the Civil War stuff, but now it's white on brown instead of yellow on brown violence.
In John's first match, he's up against Kabir from Modern Warrior Academy of Self-Defense, who's taking on AVA for his first ever tournament. As for John, this is his 2nd time competing, after going 1-2 3 months ago at his first AVA, winning a bronze medal. Since then, John has been working hard on his leg lock game, which at the white belt level means straight foot locks, so he pulls into a shallow full guard and starts fighting for grips. He gets shoved away a little bit, but manages to slide in underneath and start attacking a straight footlock from single leg X.
Belly down, belly down, belly down, knee belly down, extend, extend, nice!
He goes belly down and gets the sub, getting Vandal our first win of the day. For his 2nd match, he's up against Raymond from Diaz Combat Sports, who's also here for his 2nd ever jiu-jitsu competition. Unlike his first opponent, who is significantly taller, with long, slender, leg-lockable legs, Raymond is a similar size and build to John, and appears to be much quicker. But John's strategy is still the same. Sit to guard and start working for a straight footlock. He starts by pummeling inside, hoping to get underneath and enter into single leg X. But Raymond frames on his knee and pushes it out, and John has to settle for half guard. After some slow passing, John enters a lockdown defense and brings his knees to his chest to elevate his opponent, attaching to his hip and attacking a straight footlock.
On your right side, on your right side, on your right side. Right side, John, on your shoulder, keep going, yes, on your shoulder. Go belly down if you can.
Unfortunately, I don't think he was connected deep enough to the hip to secure the position, so he starts getting smashed. His opponent disengages and they reset in the center. John ends up on the bottom again, but this time locks in a triangle as Raymond tries to pass.
Yes.
Yes. Come on top, John. Lock it up, cut that angle. Lock it up, cut that angle. Yes, squeeze, pull the head, pull the head.
John's having a hard time finishing the triangle, but when you have a triangle this deep, it often opens up opportunities for other attacks.
Armbar's there, armbar's there.
John switches to an armbar, and just as he's about to finish on him, Raymond calls upon the Yami no Jutsu jumping head slam escape. The ref shoots him with the finger gun of refly disapproval, but it was pretty innocent in my opinion, but still forbidden. So John wins his 2nd match by DQ. Meanwhile, over on mat 4, Darwin is starting his first match. Now, if you're a returning viewer to the channel, you may recognize Darwin as the neglected middle child of the Carry-On family, who was thrown into his first competition for the memes. And now he's back, but this time, he's well prepared, and looking to get his first win under his belt. He starts off strong against a 10th planet first-time competitor and guard puller Tae Young. He looks to attack a front headlock out of the scramble before getting taken down and conceding bottom. But this being a submission-only tournament, there's no points awarded for ending up on bottom off a takedown, so they reset in the center where Darwin is now on the defensive. On the reset, Darwin is looking to keep his frames up and slide a knee in to stop the pass, but in classic 10th Planet Vancouver fashion, Tae Young works his Uncle Juicy passing to perfection and manages to pass the legs and settle into side control. He switches to knee on belly and eventually transitions into mount, where he then starts attacking a punch choke. But Darwin recognizes the danger and takes the opportunity to buck his hips, giving him just enough space to slide his right knee back in and shrimp out of danger. But only for now, because the Tae Young passing clinic continues as he gets back to side control, transitions to north-south, and starts threatening a Kimura. But Darwin blasts out of there, takes a moment to reset, and then immediately sits into a straight ankle.
Go for it, go for it. Right, go! Right, belly down, belly down, extend, 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 extend. You almost have it, Darwin. Belly down. You're good.
Good, Darwin. 10 seconds.
Adjust the grip a little higher.
10 seconds.
Extend out.
He extended.
Despite the extension and the solid submission attempt, regulation ends and we get to watch our first overtime round of the day. So how this works is if there's no submission in regulation, the match goes to overtime, where each competitor gets 1 minute to try to submit their opponent from either back control or spiderweb. These rounds are super intense, and the idea for the defender is to blast out as soon as the match starts, and the idea for the attacker is to rippity-slippity that 2-on-1 grippity and lock in a choke. Overtime rounds can end in an instant. Being given such a strong position to attack from usually leads to a submission, which is the idea. So it's the defender's job to make sure that they're protecting their neck while trying to free their hips and get their back to the mat to escape. So I'll let this clip roll in real time for a bit so you can kind of get a sense of what these 1 minute rounds are like.
Get his arm over your head. Yes, yes. Turn.
These moments come down to literally the millisecond. At any point, if Darwin was to lose the grip he has on the choking arm, his opponent could snap in and finish the rear naked choke. Despite Darwin's best efforts, Tae-Young is able to ride on Darwin for the full minute. So now, Darwin basically has to get a submission in order to win, so he opts for the spiderweb setup, hoping to get a quick finish.
Let's go. Get your legs. Yes. Roll through. Roll through. Yes.
Watch the slam.
Yes. Yes.
Darwin is understandably frustrated. It was a really good match and was the closest he's ever got to a win, but just like that, it slipped through his fingers. But he has to stay focused. Meanwhile, 10th Planet Vancouver wasn't finished with us yet. Back on mat 6 for John's third match, he's up against 10th Planet Vancouver's Lincoln, who, as you'll see, also has the same strategy of pulling guard and attacking a straight footlock. But he's incredibly fast and aggressively hunts for the submission. John does the right thing by first clearing the outside foot from his hip and manages to fend off the attack. But Lincoln stays engaged and continues with passing pressure, quickly getting past John's guard and immediately transitioning into mount. He shoots for a darce and locks it in pretty deep, and John is once again under threat of submission. However, he toughs it out and manages to escape. And while looking to break down Lincoln's posture, he sees a sweep and tries to attack a footlock, but Lincoln counters with a straight footlock of his own, which leads to a disengagement and then a reset in the center, where the guard pulling and leg attacks continue.
Watch the ankle. Triangle's head. Come on top. Come on top. Root. Come stand on your foot. Come stand on your foot.
After a while, neither of them are able to connect, so Lincoln switches to top passing and quickly remounts. And this is where things get really scary for John. Lincoln switches to a high S mount, controlling John's right arm, and also manages to trap John's secondary arm under his leg in the transition. But John manages to find this really crafty defense by underhooking his own leg, preventing Lincoln from extending his arm for the finish. So with time dwindling down, he switches to the back and locks in an immediate body triangle and rear naked choke.
Look towards the choke. Look towards the choke. Look towards the choke. Look towards the 10 seconds. Fight the head. Fight the head. 2-on-1, John. I need you to go 2-on-1. 2-on-1. Keep fighting the head. You're almost out. You're almost out. You're almost out, John. Good work.
Yeah, John.
Now it's overtime time. John's got a minute to get a sub, and Lincoln's just trying to get the fuck out of there. And then after this, they'll switch.
Straight away, John. Body triangle. Roll back to the left, right side. Roll back to the right side.
Lincoln does a good job of defending by misaligning his back with John's chest, making it almost impossible for John to finish the choke. John is forced to release his grip, but manages to get into top mount, which is still considered a dominant position that Lincoln needs to escape from in order to end the match. Which he does, in 40 seconds. And now it's John's turn to defend. If he can escape in less than 40 seconds, he'll win the match.
Don't stop. Don't stop. Go, John. Go, John. All the way. You do this. You do this. You do this. Right there. Get on your right side.
Lincoln wins by submission in overtime, wearing our shorts, which is a cheeky but pretty goated move, honestly. But of course, this means war, and we've got a lot more Vandal vs 10p matches coming up, like right now actually. We head back over to mat 4, where we are catching the end of Darwin's second round regulation, and he struggled a bit. Spending most of his time in bottom mount, as he heads into his second overtime round, you can tell that his confidence levels are low. Darwin's opponent Jasvir, also from 10th Planet, gets a quick body triangle and holds a tight seatbelt. Darwin starts working his feet to the outside, and eventually breaks free. Darwin has 48 seconds to escape and opts for back control for his second overtime round of the day. And he really needs this one.
There we go, keep going. This is the side,
Oh. Choke, buddy.
Choke, deep. Over the chin if you have to. Over the feet, man. There we go, slow up, fight that. There we go, get over. There we go.
Another devastating loss, but he still has one match to go. And this is where things start to turn around for Team Vandal. Back on mat 6, John is getting ready for his final match, and now is the perfect time to briefly explain how the point system in AVA works. Over the course of all your matches, you accumulate points by winning. You get 1 point by fastest escape in overtime, 2 points for a submission in overtime, 3 points for a walkover or DQ, and 4 points for a submission in regulation. At the end of the bracket, whoever has the most accumulated points wins. Currently, Lincoln is sitting in first at 10 total points, and John is going into his final match at 7, which means his only means of taking home a gold is by a submission in regulation.
Yeah! Fuck yeah!
Jay-Z wins his gold medal, but we only have a little bit of time to celebrate because Darwin has his final match coming up over on mat 4. This is Darwin's last chance. His opponent is Harman Jot, another 10th Planet beginner who is significantly taller than Darwin. And at this point, I don't know about everyone else, but I am seriously concerned about how Darwin will handle it if he loses all of his matches again. The first 2 tournaments we barely gave him time to prepare for, but he's been training really hard leading up to this competition and everybody's starting to see major improvements. So being in this position, in his final match, 0-2 on the day and clearly tired, Darwin making something happen here would be exactly what he needs. So when Harman starts flattening him out and drops down into side control, all of our hearts drop, as Harman begins the slow process of pinning and controlling limbs, potentially looking to advance his position. But once here, Harman opts to continue putting heavy pressure in side control. I can't really see, but maybe he's looking to pass the arm across to start working a head and arm choke, while Darwin keeps his right foot posted on his knee to prevent a mount transition. I don't actually know what's going on. As Harman continues to press forward, he's looking for a way to get by Darwin's knee shield, and just as he's about to make a move to get by, Darwin catches it. We learned shortly after the match that not only was this Darwin's first win, but...
Silver! Clutch of silver!
You heard that right, Because of the round-robin format, Darwin getting a submission in regulation put him at 4 points, which was enough for a silver medal.
Now you gotta get a B team with Brass Guard.
You should just start training a B team.
Okay, now time for Devin and Rajen. And also don't forget to subscribe if you're enjoying the video. Okay, go! The Vandal Civil War of 24. Rajen sits and Devin looks to pass. Devin hits him with a long, wide pass and immediately looks to take Rajen's back. But when he takes him down, he doesn't get his hooks in, which allows Rajen to easily escape by simply fighting the choke and turning into Devin's close guard. Now, a few things are about to happen. First of all, Devin is going to arm drag Rajen, and immediately after, the lights are going to go out. The ref does not immediately stop the match.
Keep going.
But when he does, we wait for the lights to turn on. And when they do, we see this. A head and arm triangle from bottom. Normally a very low percentage submission because you have to have like fireman strength arms to finish from there. But the craziest part of all this is while this is all happening, you're still sitting there unsubscribed to Vandal Jiu Jitsu.
What's going on?
They reset the position, which again is a head and arm triangle from bottom, which if he manages to hit on his own teammate in his first comp ever, having arm dragged him so hard that the lights went out, I personally think that that deserves to become Devin's signature move. That's right, Vandal history could be made today. If Devin gets this sub and this video gets 10,000 likes, Devin can officially claim this as his signature move, and it will be called the Jaws of Death.
Oh my god. Devin.
Good showing from both beginners, but they still got more matches to come.
How did the nerves feel once you got out there?
Both you guys keep your arms wide. Don't let you guys
Fucking squeezing that head and arm super deep. Bro, I head and arm triangle from bottom to straight.
We were like circling, so I was like, I'm just gonna keep going with it because that sounds like net fun for that person.
I do that to the other guys, not just the guys that are the older.
Devin's second match is his first match against an opponent from another gym, and at about 1 minute into the match, he starts hunting for this Kimura.
Get that grip, yes. Keep it steady. Get on your left hip. Get on your left hip. Get on your left hip, Devin. Left hip.
That's Dylan screaming in our corner. If I'm ever stuck in a position, I listen for Dylan's voice.
Devin, you gotta turn towards me. Left hip, yes. Walk it down.
Yeah.
Cornering is cool.
Fuck yeah.
Good work.
For Rajen's second match, he's up against Louis from 10th Planet. He said he wanted to try some stand-up and maybe do some wrestling, which I certainly respect, him being willing to try different approaches at his first tournament. But I warned him that that's what I did for my first tournament, and I burned out way too quickly. So after about 2.5 minutes of spazzing, he sits into a straight ankle and finishes it in 3 seconds.
Belly down. Ah! Let's go, Rajin. Yes! Good work.
Winner by straight foot lock, Rajen.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Jesse.
My first match is up next, and you can probably guess what my plan is. It involves sitting, which is the easiest part of the process, but I almost fuck it up because it's my first time trying it in a competition. But you know what they say, second time's the charm. I grab a collar tie and sit into single leg X. He lifts his hips, shifting his weight over top, so I invert and launch my attack. I connect my hands as we roll and hip in for a quick 21-second finish.
Ah, Jesse.
Winner via straight foot lock, Jesse.
Rajin and Devin both win their next matches. Rajen by fastest escape in OT, and Devin by submission in OT.
Keep diving. Good work.
My next match is against Andrew from 10th Planet. After my first match, I'm confident if I just stay calm and stick to... Does he know? I start by getting grips and lifting his legs, trying to get his back to the mat to, I don't know, pass? But I don't like it, so I gingerly step inside and sit to my butt, dragging his knee to my hip and entering single leg X. Or rather, trying to enter single leg X. Andrew does a good job of clearing my foot from his hip, but I'm able to invert and keep my knees on the inside, and quickly switch to his other leg in the transition.
Belly down. Belly down. Belly down. Belly down. Get that left knee to the mat. There you go. You have it. You have it. Keep on it, Jesse. Keep on it. Keep on it. Keep on it, Jesse. Keep on it. Keep on it, Jesse. He was ready to tap.
And now I'm on the... Just kidding. Now I'm on the bottom, which is not ideal because I don't have a straight ankle lock, but I still have my legs in play. And I also have this grip. So I switch my hips, release this frame, and try to trap his shoulder as I shoot up for a triangle, which turns into some sort of omoplata, which ends up with me back on the bottom, which I'm cool with. Andrew then looks to pass, and I end up in turtle.
Oh no.
Let's get back to guard. Let's get back to guard.
Andrew doesn't have his hooks in, so I'm able to find this sneaky wrist grip and roll through, trapping both his legs in the process and hip in for the finish.
Winner via straight footlock, Jesse.
2 down, 2 to go for me. But that brings us to Rajen's 4th match of the day, where he is about to start his overtime round. This was definitely Rajen's most exciting match, as he was up against an incredibly athletic Filipino from 10th Planet, Ernest, where they both used up a lot of energy by launching attacks early on. So it was very exciting, but they were both gassed, which led to an unfortunate penalty call against Rajen for backing up too much.
Penalty, Rajen.
The match went to OT and neither of them were able to submit or escape, which meant it would go to a ref's decision.
Winner by referee's decision.
Let's go, Ernest!
But the hardest part about this was that this was Rajen's semifinals match, which means instead of fighting for first, he'll be fighting for third, against the loser of Devon's next match.
Go, Devin.
The match starts with some stand-up hand fighting, as the fighters get a feel for each other. It's taken to the ground during this double collar tie as Devon sits to guard, but he turns his hips the wrong way, allowing Jack to slide through, but he somehow manages to slip his leg back in and get his full guard. He then looks to break down and control posture. In the process, he finds this shallow underhook, which he uses to crank down on this crazy shoulder lock kimura.
Yeah.
So with that submission, Devon moves on to fight for gold against Ernest, and Rajen for bronze against Jack, the guy Devon just beat. Rajen starts his bronze medal match with some standing hand fighting, and it takes him a total of 7 seconds to remember what happened last time he did this before he sits. He looks to make connections and enter the legs, while Jack looks to pass. Rajen is having a tough time staying connected and keeping his hips off the mat, and Jack is eventually able to smash the legs, trying to work to a 3/4 guard, but gets caught in Rajen's half guard.
Now come up on your left side. Come up on your left side, Rajen.
Rajen gets the sweep and ends up on top, but he's extremely tired. So when Jack starts shooting up his legs, well, you know what time it is.
It's there. It's there. It's there. It's there. Left shoulder. Left shoulder.
Rajen needs to connect his hands, get his left foot to the hip, and probably slide his grip up closer to the ankle, but his opponent is trying desperately to prevent those things from happening. Finishing a straight ankle usually isn't that difficult, but when you're 4 matches deep in your first ever tournament, your forearms are shot and you've got 10% left in the gas tank, all submissions are pretty hard to hit. Rajen ends up on top, abandoning the straight ankle, and comes up with a genius 5-head strategy that only a first-time beginner white belt could come up with. He fakes an Americana because he knows he's not going to get that, and sits back for the real attack. Rajen sits, submits, and secures his bronze medal.
Winner by straight footlock, Rajen.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Now for Devon and Ernest's gold medal match. Ernest immediately pulls guard, and Devon begins to cautiously circle, looking for an opening. I remember watching this match, and they were both tired, but I think Ernest was more tired. He sat to guard, but wasn't really engaging, and when Devon goes to pick up his leg, it creates an opportunity for him to pass. And trust me, if Devon ends up on top of your chest, that's not good for you. So after ripping this gnarly chin strap for a bit, he tries to go for a scarf hold, but ends up with a front headlock. He will continue the heavy passing, and I'll fast forward the match until the position changes. Oh, the match is over. There was no change in position. Kinda boring, but this OT match is anything but. Because remember how this works. Devon is starting defending, and whether he escapes or gets submitted, he will have his turn to attack right after. Unless one very rare circumstance is met. If the attacking player on the back gets submitted by the defending player on the front, the match is immediately over. And it basically only happens with that one submission that Devon found. For those of you who genuinely have no idea what happened, cross your ankles next time you have somebody's back, and you'll find out pretty quickly. So John's got his gold, Devon's got his gold, Darwin has his silver, can't you tell he's happy about it? And Rajen has a bronze. Now all that's left are my next 2 matches, and that will be the last of the white belt matches for this tournament. My third match is against Dariush of the Modern Warrior Academy of Self-Defense. To start the match, I throw out a quick level change to maybe make him think that I might not pull guard. Then, I immediately pull guard, looking to get another quick finish with a straight ankle, but my foot is caught deep in that Dariush. He begins to flatten me out, so I abandon the leg, but I keep my frames in while working to get my knee to the inside hip. I end up having enough room to put my foot on his hip, looking to control from this pseudo close guard position. I'm trying to be patient and wait for an opportunity, and then this happens.
Angle there. Control posture, control posture. Pull his head, pull his head.
Yeah! Yes! Let's go!
Winner of your triangle, Jesse.
3 down, 1 to go.
Dude, let's go. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Work it. Thank you, Claire. Thank you.
So maybe you figured this out, or maybe you haven't, but not all brackets are round robin. In our case, we had Group A, Group B, and 2 elimination matches. So for my gold medal match, I'm up against my first opponent, Timan, who I assume knows that I want to sit. So I try not to rush into anything in case he was prepared for an immediate attack like last time. With this match being do or die, even though I was confident, I wasn't comfortable risking it. So I play some light hand fighting while keeping a safe distance, testing to see if I can safely pull guard with a 2-on-1. I was almost expecting more of a reaction, so I freak out a little and start closing the distance before resetting, remembering why we're here, looking for a 2-on-1 to slide in underneath, which I think Timan was ready for, but I managed to stick to his legs, get a high grip on the ankle, connect the hands, and yank that shit.
Let's go!
So with that, I get my first gold medal.
Winner of your straight footlock again, Jesse.
Yeah!
And contribute to the team total of 3 golds, 1 silver, and 2 bronze on the day.
Look at the bracelet offer.
Yes, sir.
Don't let this go to your head.
Hey, it already has.
Good.
Gold!
So easy.
Gold!
So easy.
Dude,
your entire division.
Thank you.
How's your
Thank
second?
you, bro. Thank you, brother.
How's your second?
Thanks for the support, guys. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you. Let's go, guys. Well done.
So everyone gets a medal.
That was pretty good. Hey, 3 rules. Sit, submit, repeat.
Yes. And subscribe.
Put it on a t-shirt and subscribe.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. You made it to the end of the video again. You're a legend. Maybe check out one of these videos. YouTube thinks you might like it. So if you like this one, which, I mean, you're still here, so it couldn't have been bad enough for you to click.
See you in the next one.